Good morning, Facebook. Good morning. It's Monday morning. It's time to hit the pavement running. Good morning. I want to jump on here real quick this morning on my way to an appointment before I go to work. And I just want to drop this thought on you to give you for your Monday morning, waking up your conscious mind and giving you an ability to really think. Ask yourself the question this morning: what am I compelling? What am I compelling? I often think about this question a lot because so many times, especially for those that are in ministry, we get so caught up on the title, we get so caught up on the platform that we miss the purpose of why we were called. The other thing I think about a lot of times during this pandemic, I've had an opportunity to watch different pastors on social media platforms. And I'm just going to be really honest this morning. Some of them were never called to pastor. Some of them were never called to be an apostle, prophet, evangelist. Some of us were never called to do that. And many of them have stepped to the forefront in these positions and titles in which they were never called to do. And I want to free you this morning. Because I want you to do the best gift you can ever give yourself is the gift of freedom and guilt and shame that someone has put on you, that has placed a title above your head. Could it be that you're operating from a place of disobedience because somebody said you were called to do this? Did you ever ask God what did he really call you to do? And I'm speaking from a place of experience because I've been preaching now for 25 years. And you look at that from a standpoint, and the other day I got a notice, I've been out of high school for 30 years. 30 years out of high school, 25 years I've been preaching. One of the things that hit me the other day, I said, God, when you look at 30 years from high school, I started feeling old. But I look at my life and I look at what I have accomplished over those 30 years beyond high school, 25 years of ministry. There are certainly some things I wish I could do over again, because many people told me that I could or I should do this, and I did it, not realizing the aftermath that it would have on me by me accepting the title that I was never called to do something. God's biggest commandment, or his greatest assignment that he's given all of us, he tells us in Matthew 28, he said for us to go into the hedges and the highways and to compel them to come to Christ. That's why I asked you this morning this question: what are you compelling? Who are you compelling? Are you drawing anybody through your testimony, through your life? Are you just barely existing for the mere fact that God, I'm here and I thank you for another day. I'm grateful for another day because he's granted me brand new mercies. But I want people to know Jesus Christ through my life. I don't want to go to the grave empty. I don't want to go to the grave full, but I want to go empty, knowing that everything God has put in me, I have deposited back into somebody else. So as you're reflecting today, as you're thinking about what it means to be who you are, think about your purpose. Don't think about your title. Don't think about your calling. Think about what is your purpose. What were you called to do in this earth realm? Jesus' purpose was to be born, to die, and to raise up with all power in his hand. He had a purpose before he was even birthed into the earth realm. We have purpose and destiny over our head. So I ask yourself the question today: God, help me to reevaluate who am I compelling and what am I compelling. Even ask yourself the question: are you compelling your own self? Do you inspire yourself? Do you encourage your own self? Or do you merely just exist? So I pray today that today will be a great Monday for you. I pray today that as you think about this live on today, I want you to know there's purpose and destiny over your head. Whether you ever called to a stage or to a platform, whether you ever have your name on in lights, whether you're invited to preach from the biggest preachers that's out here right now, the purpose that God has given you is just as big as God has given T.D. Jakes. The purpose that God has given you is just as big as God has given a Fred Casey Price, who's left us a great legacy in the earth realm. Don't look at the numbers, but focus on the purpose. What did he call you to do? Rick Warren says in his book, The Purpose-Driven Life, if you want to know how a thing works, go back to the creator. You can only know how you operate and what God put in you, if you go back to the one who created you. There's purpose wrapped up in this flesh. I ask you today, what is your purpose? And are you compelling? Have a great Monday. And I pray today that today will be a great Monday, but most and foremost, as I always say, if no one's told you that they love you, let me be the first to tell you that I love you and there's nothing that you can do about it. Grace and peace be unto you.